you guys are spending it well because he has risen, absolutely. And what I am going to be doing today is a braid out. If you guys are subscribed and everything and you got those updates, you've seen that, yes, I had did my hair treatment with my botana oil, my rice water shampoo, and everything. And after I've done that, I basically just, yeah, just oiled up my hair with some argan oil and also some curling cream. So I'm going to do the braid out, and then I'll be doing some more curling cream with some gel. And we're going to get the diffusing so I could get a natural afro that you guys have seen. If you're subscribed, you've seen I have been trying to accomplish for some time now. So the only thing I was missing was gel. So now I have some gel. So let's get the work, right? Okay, so everyone starts with the back first. And just to make sure my hair is going to remain moisturized as much as possible, I am just going to, so my weapon of choice, I always call them weapons or whatever I'm using. Um, I think I'm going to be, this is what I used to actually, when I braided it. So I think I'm going to use another kind of curling cream. Defines, moisturizes, and helps strengthen strands. So we're going to be using another curling cream. Because why not mix it up? Frizz bounces, release fizz free. Bounce. Bouncy curls, activates curls, delivers volume and shine. Defines, moisturizes. So yeah, so we're going to be using a different, I'm going to be using a different curling cream today. As I just shown you, that is the curling cream weapon I'm going to be using today. And just make sure everything is all together over here. Got my tape. That's for makeup purposes though. My tape is to use the tape so I can make sure I line up like my eyeliner cool on my eyelids and such. Here's my makeup kit. I gotta show you guys this cool little makeup kit. Yikes. Yes, because after I do this hair, you guys, my hands will be full for me to do my nails and everything. I got some cool like tips and stuff like that as well that I want to definitely try. And I'm not going to put any links in this video. There are already links for these things on some of my previous videos, but I definitely forgot about this major thing, which was the diffuser. But this, all my videos, I go live first and then I create them into shorts. So just give you guys a little summary. All right, so let's get this diffusing done. Let me just open this up. Make sure I have my phone handy for any interruptions. But I hope you guys, well, if you're going to church. So the reason why I'm like doing a braid out for that effect, because I just love how my hair looks after I braided it. Now, I've never, like, I wasn't really a fan of just like twisties. Not really for twist outs, but braid outs, like, I just love it because I mainly got my hair braided, you know? So I always loved how my hair looked after it has been braided and everything with the nice little curls that it gives me. So that's why I did the braid out. And I'm going to be pulling it out with my fingers and not like comb it out, just so it could really have that curly look. And this is going to be a really messy job, you guys, because Gonna be dipping our hands into these creams and gel and rotating in between and everything, you guys. So that is for the natural curl look that I'm gonna accomplish, and then the diffusing will be last, of course. And this is a great way, you guys, for also stretching your natural hair. Because, you know, natural, the shrinkage be real, you guys, for that natural hair. So this is also a great way for you to be able to stretch your hair as well. All right, so I got that little twisty going. So the shrinkage, if I was to straighten my hair would be like right here above my chest. So definitely not gonna do that, but yeah, so I did that first section, got that first section out. And the way I am going to be attacking this process, firstly, I should have wore a towel over. I got a towel I used yesterday. I guess I'll use that same hair towel, but it's not like your average towel though, but I guess I could just use it because it has that little, this part to kind of secure. Oops. So let's just do this and everything. Where is that? Okay. So this could kind of help out a bit, I hope. For like my shoulders and such. All right, so this scrunchie would be good to have too. So why not do a scrunchie? Just so everything would be organized for me. All right, there we go. So we're gonna do it in sections. I'm gonna get it all wet first before I actually start the diffusing. So first I'm just gonna apply like this much of the curling cream and like just definitely smother. Oh no, I need more. I'm gonna smother, especially starting from the roots. Work it in as much as possible into the scalp. Did you guys see that? I think. Well, use as much as possible to smother into those. And get that stretched out all the way down. Does that look good enough for you guys? As in for smothering. And then I am using the black hair gel. And the black hair gel, I just basically cover that all around. Get your black hair gel. So you can either comb your fingers through with the hair gel, or you can just, depending on how you want your once it dries, depending on how you want that to look and everything. But, you know, since I already started combing it through and this was a braid out, I'm just going to like leave it like this. And you guys know the black hair gel doesn't flake. It's flake free. All right, so there we go. So I got that section. Now let's do this other side. So yeah, this may take a while for you guys and everything, but at least you guys get the effect of how this section looks. If you want to stretch it longer, you can like comb it if you want, but I'm not gonna comb it. I'm just gonna leave it like this, and then when I use the diffuser to dry it and everything, it would just be cool, and I could just like, you know, plump it up a bit. You know what I'm saying? Guess maybe I should use a small teeth comb because it feels like my fingers is kind of stretching this thing out a bit more than I anticipate it to be. So I already had the oil in it and everything. So once you diffuse your hair and everything, you can add more oil if you would like, because, you know, for your natural hair, it's very important to fully moisturize your hair as much as possible to keep it moisturized. Because not only does it make it way easier for to comb your hair or to deal with your hair, it also promotes hair healthiness and growth. And like someone told me, like, good to clip your like your ends, like, you know, if you had like straight, if you like perm your hair and stuff. So this is the other braid out that I just did. Someone told me that if you to trim your edges and stuff, like when you used to perm your hair, if you're a natural person, like you should still like clip your loose ends and stuff like that. I'm just like, how? Like people with dreads hair be growing like crazy, right? Like past their ankles and stuff. And people with dreads don't trim their ends, and their hair just be growing, right? All right, so I got this all saturated with the curling cream. Now I just go in with that black gel. And see, if I didn't comb out the black gel, it would just be in one piece like this. You see that? And I could just diffuse it easily, like when it's all together. So this side is kind of, oh, it would probably come out completely different. All right, next section. Let's try to hurry. I promise you guys, I was definitely gonna go to church service today, and like, long story short, I just didn't go. You can ask me how in the inbox or in the comments, and I will definitely tell you the real reason why I didn't go, or the reason why I didn't go. All right, so we got that all nice and loose. So let's add and get in that curling cream, saturate, make sure you get those roots, you guys. And those tips be needing to get moisturized, you guys. I left something out. And yes, adding as much to where it's still white, I think is like perfect, you guys. So try to get that done as much as possible, I would say. Make sure it's like white. Don't be shy. I think this one is gonna be the best turnout, this portion. And just grab your gel, add the gel to it. You don't need to comb it through, just get the gel on it as much as possible. And there we go with the gel. If you guys see me like doing my braids yesterday and everything, like how I was doing it in those sections, I did like two, and such. So, and especially doing your braids, braiding your hair for like, you know, after you wash your hair and stuff like that. And it literally air dried because because it was taking so long for me to braid my hair, it literally was like some parts of my hair was literally drying before I even got to it. So that was a pretty cool experience. Not too bad. So like combing out my hair, and I just braided it, added my moisturizer, my curl definition cream, and my argan oil, and then I braided it and everything. The rest of it just air dried, so that would really like define my curls as I'm like pulling it out. But then I'm adding more curling cream. That can be used similar to a mousse as well, to really define those curls once you added the gel and everything. To get your defining curls. This is my fingertips to the middle of the braid, so I don't have to too much interrupt the natural curl from the braid out. Like this, like at the top of the braid, just work it in like that. So it could be has that regular braid curls like that. All right. I think next time I'm gonna try like the twist, but just I guess like twists. I just feel like twists will just come out easier than a braid. Like a braid, I feel like locks it in like a whole lot more. To make sure, as I said, just moisturize. OD, OD on that root with the curling cream. Remember, that's the effect you want in general, right? Is the curl. All right. So is it white? It's not that white, but it's white, and I can feel that it's like super duper moisturized. So then we add our gel, and just have the gel just sit on top. So we got our gel just sitting on top, and there we go. Next part, who just texted me? Somebody just texted me. Whoever just texted me, I cannot see the text. I know, like, we be wearing wigs and stuff like that. Wearing wigs is cool. Like, I'll braid my hair and I'll just rock me some wigs. By the way, I do need some new wigs, but but I'll just rock me some wigs. Not a problem. Nothing's wrong with wigs. But some days, like, I'm not gonna lie, I like rocking my fro. And like people say like, oh, I'm like the only person they know that rocks like my small fro or whatever. But yeah, I like rocking my fro sometimes, and also, yeah. So this will be a new hairstyle that I'll be doing as well. Well, I never even realized that my mousse that I had was argan oil mousse. It was argan oil from Morocco mousse. I need to buy that same exact one again. Because, like, the cream that I'm using for this, the curling creams, this is a substitute for mousse. So you can definitely use mousse or curling cream as well. Hairspray is another supplement as well that you can use. Hopefully, make sure you pick a great hairspray that you like. I like using like olive oil, but again, I haven't did this, but that's probably what I would choose anyway. Is like olive oil hairspray. It's probably the weapon I would choose. All right, so get that moisturizer into those roots, you guys. Most importantly, those tips of your hair. I got this part? Yeah, I did. And then follow through with that hair gel. Alright, next side. And that's it hanging for your natural hair. Are you guys going to church? Or did you go to church already? Or going to church? Church normally started at 11, so I definitely missed out. And I was like, oh my gosh, I gotta do my hair. That's not the reason why I didn't go, because I could have been prepared, wear more yesterday. But I was extremely tired yesterday. I was supposed to do my nails last night. I did not do I was just so exhausted. I would have did it if I had to, but I found out last night that I wasn't going to be able to make it to work today. So I was like, oh, make it to church today. So I was just like, all right, well, I guess I get to go to sleep. And if you guys seen all the stuff I was doing yesterday, my feet were like on fire. On fire. That video of me cooking on the deck yesterday, cooking and everything on the deck yesterday, like that was like 2.5 hours. That whole entire video. So I was up before then, right? I was playing pickleball and all that kind of stuff. That was a lot of feet time I was on my feet. My feet ended up killing me. All right, so did that braid out. So now let's add that moisture, that curling cream. It's a lot because I want to make sure I get to those roots. And using the gel after applying the curling cream into your hair would definitely like just basically lock in that curl, you know? So once it all dries, it would just be like super defined. go. Just use that top layer of gel. And boom. Just like so. Alright, and let's work on the other parts. Next section. Oh, this is a front part, so I'm trying to really do the front just yet. The front part I'm trying to do last. So let's work on this middle. So it's just the front. So I got one middle out, then I'll start with that other middle. And then we're almost done. Then we get to the diffusing. That's the fun part, right? But that's how it's looking, so you guys can see the whole back already. How your curls are. And careful not to interrupt the curls too much. I'm trying to like take it out all the way at the top, a little bit higher than the actual place I am. I'm just envisioning how this would turn out when I dry it. So like when I wash this out, I would basically just, upon washing it out, I would definitely put this in sections and wash my hair in sections just to make it easier for myself and as well to not cause any tangling, more tangling that might possibly occur. All right, so we got that all out. So now let's go in with the moisturizer. I mean, the curling cream. Work it into those roots. You're going to add your gel on top. The gel, you just basically just put that gel on. You don't need to comb through it or anything. This end is like curling up and stuff. There we go. Alright, so one more one in the middle before we do the front. Let me just get this front together, all together one more time before I actually... I like twisted these ends. No wonder why that one is like all curling up. If you guys seen that last one I did, it kind of like curled up a bit because I twisted some of the ends of these of my hair. Because it's like way easier than you actually braiding it. After you braid the whole thing, you kind of get a bit like your fingers get a bit tired. right, so then we did that braid out. That's how it looks braided out. Let's go in with this curl cream. Get to those roots, you guys. Let me get that into those roots. Finger comb. The finger comb will like really comb through and really like let you know it's still dry. Remember, having it white is a very good thing. Get that gel and right on top. See what I mean? When I like twist it out, like the twist just like curls up my ends like that. Okay. Boom. So we've done that. So now let's go with the last section, which is the front of the hair. This is the exciting part to me. Because not only are we almost done, but I'm getting some of this excess stuff off. So I need to get to the pack, my pack of wipes. Because I'm almost done. It'll be good that I just have my wipes to help out. Way easier to remove all of this product off of my hands. I just got some a wipe handy. All right, let's take out this front part. And since this is the front of my hair, just keep in mind like how exactly you want your front section to look like, as in like if you want it to be at the side, or to make sure your edges are like straight. So when you add that product in, just make sure you go in the section to make sure your edges are laid and flat down, okay? For when you do that diffusing, that it will dry flat and in the proper direction you would like it. I don't know. AT&T internet has been like real crazy lately. I need to call them so I can get some. So I'm gonna credit my account because this thing is really bugging and interrupting me with work for real. Completely. Alright, so finished with that braid out. So now let's go in with that curling cream. Yeah, and how to know to like definitely add more curling cream, because you're gonna feel that parts of your hair is like super dry still. So just like add that curling cream as much as possible. Work it in as if you're washing your hair. As I said, keep in mind of the direction of how you want your your front of your hair to look. You know, like when you used to perm your hair and you had they had to make sure your hair was flat for the perm to like work in and get activated to straighten out those edges. That's the same thing you do with this. All right, so once I've done that, I'm just gonna add this gel. And then we have it nice and flat. Okay. This one. Let's do this other side. We're almost done. Then we get to the best part, you guys. I'm so excited. It's going to be 71 degrees today. All right, come in with that curling cream. All around. Massage that bad boy in. And we did our gel. All right, second to last. Almost done. Check to lower the volume on that phone. Hi. Hi, Andrea. How are you? Happy Easter. What's for dinner? Where you're from? So I'm so excited. I am almost finished with this portion. happy birthday to your grandmother. Ah, this ain't Texas. It's a hold on. Do you like Beyonce? Like, why people be mad about Beyonce for her working hard, being a hard worker, and keeping herself relevant? I think I got this portion covered. What do you guys think? You're really trying to stretch that hair. I advise like acting fast with the diffusing, or like holding your hair, like stretching your hair while you're diffusing it would definitely extend the length for you and stretch it. Yep, I do have a Samsung. Could you tell from the the picture that I'm filming the type of pixels is coming through? All right, last braid. This end right here. I actually braided it way too far down. Right? Don't we always do that? Yes, the last braid. You feel my pain, Andrea, for real. You'd be like, yes, the last braid is almost done. It's almost done. Hallelujah. You're right. Real talk. Real talk, yo. Real talk, girl. What time is it? Whew. I feel, and seems like the last braid is the most difficult at this point. Bye, Andrea. Thanks. All right, so let's see. I love you. Bye bye. All right. Finally. Finally. We got the last braid out. All right, let's go in with this curling cream. Work that bad boy in. Make sure you get those roots. And I just add in the gel all around. I don't need to work it in. Gel does not need to be worked in, and keep in mind how you want your edges to be laid, y'all. And make sure you get it all the way down to the T. All right. We are done with the hardest part of this natural thing. Hallelujah. So now let's get all of this product off of my hands, your hands, if you are following along as well. All right. I got most of it off, but I still like feel it. That's enough for me to close these jars and stuff. I'll use one more. One more wipe. Where's the other gel? Oh, it's over here. All right. Let's use one more wipe. Well, my hands is just gonna get messy again, right? Because I'm gonna be stretching it. All right, so now we go in. Oops, what happened? Now we go in with the diffuser. All right. If you've seen some of my other videos, I did have that diffuser link in the bio. Once I create the reel or short for these videos, I will put that link in again. Hot, so I'm not gonna go like super hot. And as I said, I want to stretch it. Start from the root. To get some of this other hair out the way. So let me try to, so this is not getting like diffused or anything while I'm trying to get all of this other stuff situated. You feel me? So let's put that over here. Probably not gonna stay over here, but let's just try our best. Oh, my hands. My hands, my hands. I should have took out that. Right. I just messed up the white container. Okay. And all of this just came right back over here. We'll go in diffusing, however long this may take. We can get those roots. turn this down a notch because this is kind of hot. About y'all, but like the front of my hair is like hella way more longer than the back of my hair. It's like crazy, even in the middle. So yeah, definitely stretching your hair, because you know when your hair is wet or whatever, it gets really curly. So after adding those cream and the gel and everything, and you stretch your hair while diffusing it, it'll definitely give you some more length. So we got that a little bit out. Alright, let's focus on another section. same thing, just stretching it out. Next section. Probably do like this much so we can go by faster, so we can be done faster. So twisties, doing a twist out rather than braid out would just give you, of course, more. It would make your curls like less wavier, I guess. Because I used the curling cream, and also the curling cream, so it's like giving me more like a curl. So I have like these tight little curls, which I'm not mad at all. Because the braid out definitely gave me the wavy curls that I wanted, regardless if it was a twist. But using the curling cream definitely like gives you the more kinky curl. But like stretching my hair, like how I'm stretching my hair, I love how this is turning out. It's like giving me the curl. It's giving me the curl that a blowout wouldn't give me. When you just regularly blow dry your hair, it like makes it semi-straight. This is like giving me the curl and the length. You can see that kinky curl. I took down a part by accident. Definitely got to do this on the day that you're not doing anything. to the next section. Let's do the right side. Not the front as yet, just the right on the back side. I'm trying to stretch it too at the same time. Have a stretch. So I just stretch while I diffuse. I'm gonna make sure, because when I'm turning this way, I'm like looking into this other mirror. What I love about this, I can hold it right here and it's not getting hot to burn me. What's getting hot is the diffuser part. And there goes that kink. That's just a girl. Let me stretch. A part of the front of my hair had got into it. just do this middle part. This thing is just hanging. It's like, oh no. Got a part that hang down already. This side. I'll do that middle section. That's definitely a nice kinky curl, especially like when you want to put it into a ponytail. It's giving yes. And you guys remember that I did that hair treatment with the argan oil and the rice water shampoo, so that reduces frizz as well. But not only that, the gel basically helps with your hair poofing and up or anything. Oh, you try. Oh, snap. No. careful. Those other pieces might try to fall down, so just gotta make sure you lock those back in place because you don't want those drying in like the wrong direction. You just see all the like moisturizer. Hi. That means you did a very good job. Like when you're drying, you'll still see that shine. Like my hair is like shining right now. Still. Hope you guys like see the shining. This is probably a great angle. So that is this little back section now. Uh-oh. Something bad is happening, listeners. Took it too far. Okay? How's it looking? Then we style after, right? Okay, let's do this back right area. Trying to make sure I bundle everything up so I don't end up pulling anything else by accident. Stretching and a diffuser. Oh, it seems like I'm missing a part. No, nope, not. We diffuse that roots. Starting from the roots. What time did I start this? An hour and a half ago. So washing your hair and doing all of that stuff the day before, like, is way better than trying to do it all in one day. For sure, because, like, this is some work, you guys. I mean, unless you added, like, your gel, like, another way you could do it, just add, like, your gel and add your gel in when you braid it, so that would just dry overnight a bit, maybe. I don't know, but hopefully you guys will be sticking with me so you can see all those different times. Because I don't like being late to things. So I always plan accordingly. If I have to depend on someone else, that's the only thing that would make me late. the strand came from. Seems like it's super moist. Make sure you get to the roots. The roots is the important part. Alright, let's get to this. To the back area. Goes to the crown. Let's get that stretched. Start at the root. Oh, some of this is getting into it. Just trying to make sure this is out the way completely. There we go. Grab all of that wetness. Pull. Stick it to the root. My hands are slippery, it's like sliding all over the place. And I'm stretching it. Hands are getting tired. You have to wash off this whole entire dryer. I don't know, someone even got to the crown. I think for me to try to not be so messy with this, I would, the day before, I would lock in the gel and such and braid it. And then the next day, I would basically just unravel it. Or if you just don't stretch it. Or just don't worry about stretching your hair. Or you can actually just use a brush. Use a brush to stretch your hair while you're just doing this. To kind of prevent the extra like mess of like all of the products that you use. Okay, sorry. And it looks like it's already styled in like the heart shapes. It looks like my hair is already like cut in the heart shape kind of cut. Like I told you guys, the front of my hair and the middle of my hair is always longer than the back. Just trying to dry it from every angle as possible. I'm just going to just go right back. Until I have it set in the diffuser, you can see. We're almost done. How's it looking? And I did mine in like smaller sections. So with time and stuff like that, maybe that's like a factor in this process too. We've been going strong for the last hour and 41 minutes. So maybe this total process with just like doing the braid out or twist out probably be overall 2 hours. I think I should be finished probably doing everything in 2 hours. Since it's basically almost that right now, so. And I washed it yesterday. And that yesterday process plus braiding it and everything, that was like about a 2.5 hour process. But I mean, if you were going to the hair store to do any box braids, extensions, or whatever, it'll probably take around like that same amount of time, especially with box braids, for sure. So if you like to avoid like all of the product like messiness and stuff, like you could literally, instead of stretching it like how I am, I think if I would stretch it next time, I would use like a brush to stretch it to avoid my hands from getting messy as much as this. Or if I don't want to stretch it, I would just basically do this process on just on these parts, those sections alone, you know? That will avoid the mess. Get into those roots, like so. Next section. Almost. Well, we're in the front now. Let's do the right front first. We are in the front now, you guys. Like I said, keep in mind how you want everything to be. So I just want my front flat. So I just make it flat. Dry those roots. And stretch the rest of the hair. Under first. It's just hot. I'm just, keeping it there for so long, and then just removing it. If it gets too hot, I'll just go back in with the hair dry itself for those edges, Focus on the main part, the stretching and such. Because you can always use like edge control and stuff. And tie down your edges however you want it to go. So that's what choice I'm gonna just do. So after washing my hair in the backyard yesterday, if you guys seen that video, I want to build like an outdoor shower, or just an outdoor, slowly first, right? Take small steps first. So I probably just do like an outdoor hair washing station where I'll be using the hose and everything first, and work my way from there. 2 more sections to go. And then we style. Oh, I think I see my gray hair. Oh no. The product. My gray hair should be in the middle of my head. I just got my first gray hair, or realized I just noticed my first gray hair that's on top of my head. I have gray hair in another area, but my first one on my head is right in the middle. If you can see the shine. Can you see like the shininess on my hair is? So much shine. It's well moisturized. Everything. Alright, let's do this left section. There's actually 3 more sections. Oh no. Yeah, 3 more sections. I do actually wipe my hand when I stretch it out like that before I touch this. It's about time I take these under eye patches off. It's been there for far too long. My under eye patches. Of course. Do you guys use under eye patches? If you're not sure what they're for, there's in some videos that I have for you guys to see what they're for. And all my beauty regimens that I do. It's Sunday. I cooked some food on the grill yesterday. Have you seen that video from yesterday? But I think I'm gonna make some ramen. Drying it under is definitely effective. Look, it seems like this top portion kind of dried out a bit. But I definitely, in this top portion, I put a hell of a lot curling cream. I think that's what's taking it so, and a little bit of gel. I think that's why it's like kind of messing up the flow here. So if you want to like more curlier effect, like, you know, how your hair looks after you literally just taken out any braids or any like twists, you can definitely just apply just the straight gel to that after you take it out, and then use your diffuser. So that way you have those straight curls instead of the kinky curl like I did. You can add some rods if you want to. A little hot. Okay, so now let's move on to this. Second to last section, guys. We did good. We did good. section. Doing my pre-cleanup because I'm excited about being finished. One more section to go. just finish this last section, and I would make sure when I finish the last section, I would definitely make sure that this middle part is definitely just done. So stretch out this and this back. I made a mess of this chair. Oh, back there was still feeling kind of wet. But I am satisfied with these results. Are you? Have you been watching for a while, you guys? If you've seen those results, I am excited about these results. No lie. So it's been a while now that I have been wanting to get this effect, and I finally got it. And it was probably about a 5-hour process. What time is it? 6-hour process. Okay. So washed my hair yesterday. And I think that's probably the way you want to do it. Wash your hair. After you wash your hair and everything, you know, if you got something to do, braid it. You got something to do during that day, then what you can do is just throw on a wig so you can look, you know, presentable during the day. And they call this is the heart shape cut. This is naturally how my hair is in this shape. I didn't like formulate this heart shape cut myself. This is naturally how my hair is. The back is lower than the front. Front is longer than the back. I'm just gonna touch up on some areas that I just want to make sure. Since my hands, I'm cleaning my hands. Let me just try to clean off this thing a bit. Just move it around in some areas that I just want to make sure it's completely dry. My thing is finally finished. Good, so you guys can see it clearer now. There you go. The hottest part is this area. That's what gets really, really hot. So that would be the last part I clean, definitely. After this thing is powered off and I have stopped using it completely. And we are done. I need to clean up. It's wrapped around this way. Okay, done with that. And definitely have to sweep this floor again. So maybe I do use a different, we'll see. I might use some clear gel, maybe. We'll see. It's time. Runs us by. I guess I could take this off now. Some good old curling cream. Last step is gel. Really nice curly curl. Wipes galore. So you can go. Yeah, from me stretching, like from me stretching my hair and stuff. definitely like that gel. That gel. Wait, let me read that gel again. So I don't think. But voila! And that is the natural hair that I have been looking for. I hope you guys can do this thing, your hair yourself like this, because like I am not disappointed. If you want it to look more curly, as I said, you know, just apply that gel to the fresh little curls after you've taken out your twist or or braids. Another way you can possibly do this that I would try to is actually braiding your hair or whatever while it's wet and add in the leave-in conditioner, and then like then once that air dries, then you just add the gel straight to that curl too. But that's probably another way how I would do things. So all of that gel. The gel was like, I'm trying to dry, and this curling cream is messing up my phone. Okay, protein. This is protein styling gel. Protein rich, vegan, non-flaky, radiant sheen, hard hold, protective styles, super hold. So yeah, so if I go outside, that's what I really want to see. This is the first time wearing me this kind of style. Like if I go outside, I want to like make sure like nothing's gonna happen to my hair. Like nothing. I should be like my hair should be super like undefeatable going outside and all the hot moisture and all that kind of stuff. So I'm gonna be doing my nails tonight, you guys. For sure, I'm gonna be doing my nails. I gotta do my nails. I'm gonna be having a meeting with this new office that I transferred to in Florida, South Florida. So I gotta make sure I look good for that meeting. Now, I haven't gotten any pointers or anything about like when I go to bed at night. Of course, I'm gonna use my regular like silk bonnet. That is definitely what I'm gonna use. But I mean, does anybody else have any pointers on what type of like what should I use to go to bed with this type of hairstyle? That would definitely help out. You know, each one teach one. You can like leave that in the comments so I'll be able to see and everything. And a private message you can send as well. But once again, thanks for tuning in. Happy Sunday, happy Easter. He has risen. And you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Like, subscribe, share with a friend, and ring that bell. My YouTube page, Dasher with Tandy Small, or join that Facebook group, Amazon Fast Deliveries. You never knew you needed items. The links is in the description. Well, no, I didn't put the links in the description, but it's all my other videos. I have the links in the description for that. So stay tuned, and until next time, bye.